Hello and welcome to 2022. I haven't seen you around, but I hope that you have a fantastic New Year's resolution coming into me today, because today we are going to plan for 2022. We are going to be there, and if you're seeing this in retrospective, not live, I do apologize, but this is a bit of a weird one, but I am still going to give you plenty of things to talk about today. First of all, this live is going to be only available for YouTube members afterwards. The reason why is because we're going to go through some very interesting things in this live that it's only for YouTube members. So if you're not a member, I'm sorry, but that's where we are at the moment. And then you're like, how do you become a member? It says become a member here. And then you go and become a member, either for the E-team, Ewinning, the live forecast, is that's what you want about now, or the VIP comments. If you want to be a part of that, I'm back on that one. So we're going to go through some more fundamental things today. So hope that you are available, hoping that that is fun for you. So today we are we are only 8 people right now. Happy New Year to every single one of you. I hope that the sound is okay. I haven't mic checked anything, but I hope that you can hear me. I expect you guys to hear me, but I can always double check my microphone. Microphone is picking up. Hello, how are ya? All right. So yeah. So welcome Harold, welcome Jake, and welcome Michael. Hope that you are all having a great time. What is my prediction for 2022? First of all, I think the stock market is going to end up higher, even though it's a difficult year. I understand that. I also believe that dollar within the next 3 months is going to be higher than it is right now. And the other thing to mention here is that I think that we are actually also going to be we are going to be higher on dollar. We're going to higher on stock market, bonds. I guess that's that. And then we are also then going to be looking at maybe Aussie falling, Euro falling, Pound falling. We shall all look into that as we progress throughout this live. That's going to be the hanging questions that I'm going to give to you right now. And the other thing that I want to mention is that I do have, by the way, a Discord group, and I know most of you are from there anyways, but I'm just going to put it in the comment section. Okay, I guess free Discord, because someone pays for it. I'm not going to make you pay for it anyways, so Happy New Year. That's a good one, Michael. I love that, and you don't know how much that is referencing in my life at the moment. But yeah, so we are starting off the new year with a laughter. Welcome 2022. Boom. I'm gonna do more of that. I hope that you are loving that, and then I'm just gonna put into that one. Good. So, what am I gonna do this year that I have not done last year? I am actually going to what happened? OP just subscribed. Welcome, OP. Boom. Welcome to the family. I love you. So what's going on here for this year? I am going to stop asking for subscribers. I'm going to stop asking for like. I'm going to stop asking you to comment. Why? Because I have figured out for myself that I do that too much. And if you really love this content, that is going to be an automatic subscription. So I know some of you here are going to be super fan of my content. Hopefully that was going to be the case. So it's up to you guys to boop the like button throughout this year. So apart from that, That is one of my new resolutions. Stop complaining, start my content. The other thing that I also want to mention here today is that you didn't see that commercial, did you? So there we go. So coming into 2022, dollar up, stock market up, euro, Aussie, pound is falling. The reason for that is I believe that we're gonna have increase in interest rates in America this year. Well, at what point, on which day, I don't know. But we can say that maybe by March, we are expecting the Fed to be done with the QE program, scrapping that up. That also indicates a very strong market. Now, the next one is... the next one out there is, when are they going to increase interest rates? We're going to follow the... We're going to follow the banks and what they do, like a hawk, right? So that's what we're going to do up there. What are you saying, Abbas? Kind of like 10 minutes, I'm in bed and watching. Okay. Don't fall asleep. I will try to make you not sleep. So, Chief Heartache! Oh yeah, I forgot to put on the cover for the microphone. I'm sorry. So, fundamentally, what are you going to look into fundamentally for dollar this year? Not really looking into what the market does whatsoever. So, if you look at this market per se 2021, we start off at a bottom. Okay. What is happening in 2022? We are at the bottom. So, fundamentally, you need to look at interest rates. You need to look at interest rates, CPI inflation. We're going to look into labor. You need to look into GDP-ish. You need to look into NFP, which is coming on Friday. Woohoo! And then you need to look into what that does within an economy. In this case, where America is doing very well, it does reflect in higher dollar index prices. Okay, good. So that is kind of... Right now, we have a very strong dollar. We have a very strong American economy. Everything goes up. Now, what does happen? What is wrong? What is bad about that prices goes higher is if the wages, people's pay, does not reflect into that, okay? Now, the other question is, do people get more pay? Well, that's where you also have an indicator out there called average hourly wage. No. It is normally sent out on Friday. Average hourly earnings. What is that? You might ask. Is an indicator of labor cost inflation and tightness of the labor market. Ooh. Okay. So, if this one rises together with CPI, good. Because as long as people have the ability to pay for their living expenses, everything is great as an economy. The next thing you then need to look into is occupancy rate. What is that, you might ask? You might ask, that is the rate of people able and are still renting. Once that starts peaking, the people can't pay for their rent anymore, that is a problem. Okay? If they can't pay for where they live currently, that is a problem. And we all know before COVID, people couldn't pay for like $500 unexpected bill, and there was a lot of people who couldn't do that. Yeah. Then, in addition to that, in Norway at least, we are seeing an absolute crazy. We are seeing absolute crazy electricity prices. So I'm gonna give you Oslo and Tromsø, which is two different markets basically. And if you then say, let's say weekly maybe, this is NOK 29th of December. Good. This is I said Oslo. Thank you. So this is electricity prices in Norway around 24th of May 2021. It was costing 490 or for 40 pence or 40 cents per kilowatt. This is megawatt. But now, as you can see, we are up at 2,500 instead of 450, 425. And Tromsø, which is the other market, it is not even there. So, just mentioning to you, this is also an indicator of prices that people need to pay for electricity, and that is a very key, and one of the key drivers of inflation. The other thing is oil. Oil, as of general, currently is in a bullish range on the 4 hour. What is the bullish? This is the bullish. This is the range. And then we are also in between 85 and 67. Okay, now prediction for this year is what is going to happen if inflation is going to rise in America and other countries. Oil prices needs to stay elevated and continue higher. CPI in America comes out around, Lord have mercy, I think it's either 12th or 20th. It's a 2 in there. So if I just say, well, this month, if I just babble a bit around and go for this month, that is January, and then I filter out everything else, and then I go for clear America, and then only inflation, and I can do as fast as I can. There we go. That is 12th. Boom. Spot on, mate. Yo. Cadian will do so. 95.50 to 98. Okay. Great. Happy to see you back. Amir says that I'm in good health. Well, after that, I'm probably going to sleep for a couple of days. So, we shall continue. So, inflation, oil is interrelated. Fundamental drivers of each other. What drives inflation? What drives oil prices? Different things, but oil prices drives inflation because higher cost of production is one of them of oil leads to higher inflation. Who demands this inflation? Me and you and everyone else. When you have too much money, you want to spend too much money on restaurants. You want to spend too much money on cars. You want to spend too much money on traveling, on holidays, on upgrading on your house, on paying for your mortgage, paying for, you have money to pay, and when you have money to pay, you spend it, right? So that is the demand of the people. Now, inflation and oil, that also has its own demand, which is me and you requiring goods and services that manufacturers need to produce and needs oil for their manufacturing, distribution, for their warehouses, or the whole chain in this world needs oil for me and you to get goods, also services. So, I think that oil this year is going to go higher. Now, I've said $100 per barrel. Okay. Is that possible? Absolutely, it's possible. What I would say is that, what if we have a tip around now? I have two theories in my life. That is, either is it 1st of January, or is it going to be 1st of March? I can't even spell, people. I do much apologize for my absolute fantastic failure in Arts and Crafts Scrolls. But, oh yeah. Hello, Said. How are ya? So, class, people, you guys are here, right? What is your prediction? What is your thoughts on oil and inflation this year? Have you done any research? If you don't have your own opinion, use this magnified, call this magnified guru or god called Google, and find some articles. Danske Bank said, ING said, Westpac said. What did they say? I already know what they said, but I want you to do the research as well. Okay? So I think that either 1st of January, we can have a dip, or 1st of March, 2022, 2022. Am I going to be right? I don't know. I might be wrong about everything and everything I do. But what I do know is we are, for 2022, going to be in stealth mode in technical analysis. In technical analysis, this market here is a question mark, and it's a no market. This is not a market we trade. So which market do we trade? We trade either a market where we are having around this kind of a shenanigan here, that is a reversal pattern. We go lower, we go up to here, and we fall. Too fast, by the way. Now we're going to have a pullback. And the pullback should be around 81. If we now turn lower, and the market is at 62 by the end of it, okay, cool. Then we can start looking for what is going to happen in this area until then. So, let me hear me out. If my 1st of January theory is going to be right, I'm only looking for sells, but not now. I think winter oil demand will drive prices up and then inflation higher. Okay, good. Crypto miner. So class. Oh, I have seen Australia, mate, coming in as request from Tommy. And I actually forgot where you're from. I've asked you that before, Tommy. And I'm actually literally going to write that down today. Let's see. For those who wonders what I'm doing right now, oops, there we are. I'm just gonna be, there we are. Okay. This is what happens when I try to save. Can't even see it even. I spilled coffee on my keyboard and it almost died. So, I'm going to start writing down people and where they're from, because if I ask them once, I will never ask them again. But I've actually written this one out, I guess. There's no more available space. Yeah, there it is. Finally. So, Tommy. Tommy, is it Lee? Yeah, there we are. So, so if you're wondering, people, do not drink coffee when you're gaming. Well, I guess, what is it? $20, $40 for a new keyboard? Yeah, okay, I guess I can pay that then, but it's a bit annoying. It doesn't need to happen. Australia. So we're going to look into factors that is likely to drive the Australian. And by the way, I do believe that Aussie are going to fall. Now, that's probably not going to be like, woo, fantastic news to anyone here. But if you look at That was the wrong one. Aussie, Australia. That's GDP. I don't want to go to GDP. I want to go to FX rates. Okay, FX. There we are. Woohoo! And ING, for example, think that Australia is going to go 2022 Q3 Q1. Okay, so 74 for Australia. And currently we are at 71, so that's 300 pips up. That's basically a month of trading. Very easy, by the way, very easy. All good places for free institutional research. Joe should be helping me with that. But I don't trade to see them decide my currency things. Concerning the Gulf, they keep budgeting expectations on 60 for 2020. Yeah, so you have to budget for something lower than actual price, though. Hello, William. So I think exporters will defend price if it goes sub 60, as there will be a deficit on budget. So about suppliers, about OPEC. OPEC, by the way, have been mentioning to us that they're going to increase supply in 2022. What does that mean? That means that things is gonna rise, things is gonna fall. At some point, oil market is going to fall. I just don't know if that is going to be today or tomorrow, but just have that in mind, right? Just have that in mind. And then I want to see, let's see, forecast Australia, FX maybe 2022. Is there anything who has like a fundamental forecast? Okay, we can do that one. Yeah, so first of all, what is important for Australia? Commodity prices. Which commodity prices? Well, we have the iron ore, we have some gold, something. We have oil. We have other things like risk sentiment, and also bulk prices. But what else could be interesting for Australia is the American dollar and their interest rate, but also how the economy in Australia is going to be. Now, are there going to be lockdowns? How is COVID? Is it going to lead to lockdowns? Well, so far it does. So maybe that's why Australia is so subdued, but just have that in mind for that one. So, for any markets we're going into, we need to look into what are going to be the drivers. Okay? What are we expecting for this year? We are expecting still CPI to be lower than I would imagine. The commodities, such as iron ore and those ones, are set to be subdued. Now, it all depends on this thing called China. How is China going to be? China last year was, I would say, shaky. China last year was shaky. What does that mean? That means that the Evergrande, did it go bankrupt in the end? There was another company that was about to go bankrupt. So the financial sector in China is a bit weak. The other one is the economy of China. As far as I have seen forecast of, it's not necessarily the most fantastic reading into 2022. Now, things can change. When can the things change? We're going to look at the CPI number, GDP number, unemployment numbers every single time they come out to see, do we need to adjust to our subdued outlook for Aussie, for example? So, Australia. I think this is going to fall. Is this falling at the moment? No. I don't think this is a great price at all. I think this is technically a terrible place to be. The other thing that I also want us to do is to take into consideration what is the trend. The trend is currently bullish. The other thing that we also need to consider is there a reversal here? No. Is there a fantastic... is there a fantastic... is there a fantastic resistance there? No, not really. So, but the only thing that I can really claim to fame, I guess, here in this situation is that we have M3. We are currently at M3. What does that mean? That means that more often than not, we are going to have that as a top for January. And I don't remember the probabilities, Joe, but that's at least what I believe is going to happen this year. Now, what if I'm wrong? I have not taken one single trade on this trading plan, so it's still yet to see. Still yet to see. So that is Aussie dollar to the downside. Definitely something that I'm looking forward to. Euro starts off the year in a very difficult position. I would say that Euro at this moment needs to have like a break and a breather before falling. So if we were technically around here, that would be such a great place to be like, well, let's take this one downtown. Now, how is Europe doing right now? As long as oil is high, still have inflation. We have a lot of lockdowns. We have a lot of COVID. We have a lot of Omicron, and we have a lot of Christmas shopping. Now, Christmas shopping, retail sales this year, I think at least in Norway was very good for Christmas, but I haven't checked in Europe as of total. Now, what is that going to do with all these prices? What are we going to do here? I talk about inflation, I talk about unemployment, I talk about all those things, probably cloudy. That should be your goal for 2022, is to dive into those. What do they mean? What do they do? How do they look like? And why are they important for your trading? Okay? Inflation. Now, Fed is probably most interested in unemployment in America, for example, because inflation is already there. Okay? Basics 101. What drives Forex prices? Inflation and interest rates. And what drives those ones? That's what you will find in the central banking reports. Now, Euro. I don't like where we are now. I would love to say, well, let's sell it. Let's take it. Go, 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 go. But there's nothing to do here. So, in my humble opinion, if we pass below 120, 112, I will probably start thinking about selling it again. I'm going to be so much more patient this year. And then and then I'm probably going to break it tomorrow. But I don't like where we are now. So I want this to go higher. So I know that Abbas probably sold it here. And give or take some change around 138.60. So 1380. And some change. But yeah, so this is technically my dream. What is reality? Reality is going to be a different case. Or the reality is going to be whatever the reality is. And what we're going to do, we're going to plan for whatever the reality might be. And I do believe something like that. So, remember, remember, for those who are mentorship students and daily setup students, I hope that you are signing up for that now. There is a video I made on my 29th, so that is probably Wednesday, last week. No, this week. That you need to look into. And just remember, the most important thing is, what is my January projection for the first week, second week, third week, and fourth week? You all have access to that, so that is kind of where I would love you to go. Let's go, 10,000 pips on. There you are. Huang is back. I love that you won. You know what? I love Huang. Brother to brother here. He comes in and tells me, let's get those 10,000 pips. It's like dynamite for me, because I'm like, I remember that. That was so awesome. And it's like, it's just a person that comes into your life and just kicks you and like says, Ivan, this is where your goal is. This is where your goal is. Don't forget. Don't forget. Don't forget. All right? Sorry. Coffee time. Harsh Patel asks, what about oil, Ivan? Sorry, Ivan, I just joined. Harsh, I had a long speech about oil. So if you go back on this video, you would love to see that. So, would I sell euro now? I can. I don't like it. I don't love it. I don't think this is where we should make money in 2022. Also, do remember, low liquidity at the moment for the next couple of days. We can see stuff happening that might not be normal because people are not on the charts. We're still very early. So, if you're like coming in here and be like, I'm gonna buy it, I'm gonna sell it, price might still go 100 to 200 pips in whatever the direction is against you. And if there is one time of the year when the market says, I'm gonna kick your ass, okay, this is the year. This is the time. All right. Nice. So that was euro. My euro here is, yes, you can probably sell it, but don't count me on that. And then if we go a bit up to 1,500, I would probably love to see it all coming down. So yeah, pound. Pound is that a bully? I don't know. Let's talk positive about pound. Positive information. We're gonna destroy it. We're gonna destroy it. We are going to destroy it. Okay, so pound. What's my summary on oil? My summary on oil is, I think it's going to fall either 1st of January or 1st of December or 1st of March. I think it's going to $100. I just don't think it's right now. Right now, it's in a difficult spot. Technically, it's a terrible place to start selling or buying anything. So, wait it out. Don't pull the trigger right now. Be patient about it. OPEC has said they're going to increase their production, and then we're going to look into inflation in America, for example, and Europe, to see if that's still strong. If there's still strong inflation in January, 12th comes out, 7th is for the euro. If that comes out positive and great and fantastic and all those things, that's also going to drive oil higher. If inflation comes in lower than expected, dollar's going to weaken. So just be aware about that. Okay, good. So pound. Pound, in my eyes, can kind of just turn higher until it no longer turns higher. Okay? So my theory for January doesn't really apply to this one. It's just like, well, I'm just gonna do whatever I want. You know what? Or I'm just gonna have a what do you say? I'm just gonna have my Yorkshire pie. No, Yorkshire pudding, and I'm just gonna do whatever I want. So, how do I protect myself in this situation? 1, support. 2, lower low. If we make a lower low on the 4 hour, get out as a buyer. Okay, but so far, you are mostly allowed to buying it. I won't buy it, but I would say, well, there you go. There's your reasons there. There's your reasons there, and then ba-dum, and then ba-dum, ba-boom. Okay, so 134.40 is currently the low on the 4 hour that you need to hold on to be. Okay, good. Pound for 2022. Where are we going to go? Okay, that all depends on lockdowns, which is less and less likely now because I did lockdown in Christmas, which other people did. So they're less reluctant to do that. Is people still gonna travel? Is people still gonna purchase? Is Brexit still gonna have a thing on the economy? Is dollar still gonna move this one? I'm just gonna say, as long as this one is rising, it will rise. So, fundamentally, trading pound as we stand is something I wouldn't do. I would look at the charts and be like, what is happening today? How are you today? How are you? And then we will take it from there. Do we reach targets? We get out. Do we come to buy zones? We'll take it. And then we will take it up. Okay, good. Is CAD related to oil? Absolutely, Freddy. Absolutely. Not so much as it was before, but it's definitely something. So, I see that I'm talking too much for too long. I do apologize, but up there, have fun. I have a joke in me, but I don't know if it is good for anything or anything at all. But it's a dark one, so I'm just going to keep it myself, and I will tell it to Harold before before anything else. Okay, so pound yen. Yeah, okay. So pound yen, as of all the yen pairs, had a fantastic end of the year. Did I catch it? 0 of it. Am I proud of it? No. Do I care about it? No. Do I want it to? No. But it is what it is. So, January 2022. What am I expecting? What are we expecting? Pound is a different beast. We can have a fantastic January, and we can crash it. Sorry. This one seems to be not a good boy, not a bad girl, but it's gonna be one of those directional trades that just keeps on giving and giving and giving until it reaches some kind of monthly target. Once it hits the monthly target, it tends to stop. So, what are we seeing right now? We are seeing a very aggressive momentum to the higher side. We do not have any reasons to sell it right now. So, as you see, we all can see, how we can trade. You trade support and resistance. 154.40. 154.40 is kind of like where you were like, is this gonna go higher anymore? So that's kind of like that might be a new low, question mark. New low, low, question mark. Okay, around here. So as long as we are above this price and we still continue that way, that is the direction I'm looking for. Not a good buy. Crypto miner, hope you have pen and paper, because today is going to be, I'm going to give you all the golden nuggets today. You know, I've not been talking with you guys since, what is it? Since 15th of December or something, 14th. And I've kept all my goodies for myself, you know. Not those goodies, but yeah, it's been fun. New Zealand. So, I think New Zealand is still going to continue well this year. In reference to New Zealand dollar, US dollar, I am not so positive. The reason why is mostly because of the dollar, but I think New Zealand can become strong this year at some point. It kind of depends on the future pricing in of interest rates. As we stand today, we have a bit of a reversal here on our hands. Okay, kind of bottoms, bottom, new high, new low. The question becomes, Your Honor, is do we continue higher? Okay, that all depends on what. I forgot what I was supposed to say there. That all depends on the future interest rates of New Zealand. Yeah. So I'm just going to mention to you a couple of things here. Once we come into the new year, you know, that is last year. That is 2020. We all know how that went. This is 2019, which started off at a low. We're not at the low at the moment, but okay, fair enough. And 2018, okay. And then we have 2017, was another low, okay. Is that the beginning of the year, depending on if we are at the top or the bottom. Okay, if we are starting the year at the top, or if you start the year at the bottom. So if you look at, that's a top, that's a bottom, that's kind of in between actually. That's a bottom, not that it turning to be a bottom, but that fall there just before is making it a bottom. And this one, by all means, also looks like a bottom. So for all those New Zealand dollar bulls out there, you basically practically just need a higher high and you're a golden egg. Okay, what does that mean? That means that as long as you are breaching this high here, going above these current highs here, you are potentially in for a move higher. I do not believe that is going to be sustainable in the long run. So why do I do believe so? It's because I believe dollar is going to strengthen for the next 3 months, and if that is not today, that might be tomorrow. So I am definitely going to leave this market I'm definitely going to leave this market to go to the upside if it wants to go to the upside. What do I want to see is some kind of like push to the downside, either from this level here or from a higher level, like 70 would be great, or 71 would be even greater, and something. So that's like 200 or 300 pips up, I know, but I think that is what I'm going to look at. Crypto miner, I know it's gonna be fun this year, you know. So dollars all to the downside. Whatever, I've given my kind of my 2 cents of which one I believe is going to be good. A euro, Aussie, New Zealand USD CAD. I gave this one, want this to go higher by the way, and 27.80 or 28 didn't really work out. No money lost there. And then 26.50 is kind of the next one. Now, CAD became strong for some reason that is not known to the markets other than, well, that's what it wanted to do. But I also think that that could be, more than anything else, a pullback to get a better price to buy it again. Okay. So, 130. Any takers to 130 this year? That's probably one of them. 130 or 134 is probably one of my predictions this year. The reason for that is I believe oil is going to fall. CAD is going to be weaker. But I think the dollar is going to be strong. Now, coming into what CAD can do this year with interest rates hikes this year, I think temporarily CAD can be stronger. Now, am I going to sell USD CAD if CAD is strong? Probably not. I'm probably going to take that up on the CAD yen move. But all I'm going to say for this year is look at what the economy does. Look at what people talk about in central banks. What do they say about them? What does the market feel like? Where is the pendulum going? And once you start understanding what is the tickers, what ticks the market in direction. Golden nuggets, golden nuggets, golden nuggets. Tickers. Because if you take 2021 under review and you've already ticked down, ticked off, written down, boxed, checked. If you already checked what this year's movers was that one, the Fed meeting around 16th of June was a real changer. Okay. The Bank of Canada, kind of more like expectations of rate hikes, really sent USD CAD down. Bank of England did the same thing and miserably failed the market. And then later on increased interest rates to 0.25 in December meeting, which was an absolute disaster because the market didn't even rise. Okay? Central banks needs the market to price in whatever they think is going to be the interest rate, because that is how the central banks manipulates the market or makes the market prices pricing in what they do. They don't do it themselves, they make the market do it. So Euro USD is on M3 and actually on a range. Do I wait for a new low, so as to tell, or wait for a trigger? My bias is dollar strength. I think that, Mr. Freddy, that you need to wait. Let the market do what it does. I kind of see that it can be a breakout there, but I would maybe start with a small trend lower to see if we can catch some of the smaller moves in there. But so far, hands up, pants down. Yeah. I'm just waiting for CryptoMiner to comment on that. Did you CryptoMiner fall asleep or something? That's so funny. Yeah. So. So, Australian dollar can turn higher if the RBA turns hawkish. Go figure. Higher commodities prices. Okay. Looming Chinese risk on trade and economic front could temper the Aussie upswing. Oh, so here we are into, I would call, a nugget of an article. This is where they're saying what drives Aussie, not just what I say, but other people say. It was the mostly underperforming currency. That's what would happen when you are a risk currency. Does that provide a strong reason to witness a major turnaround in 2022? Not necessarily, no, because you also have to have the economic performance behind that, and not just because you did something bad this year doesn't, if you're a bad guy in 2021, doesn't make you a good guy in 2022. So all right, where are you guys? Maybe I should talk to you. Maybe I should look into the camera instead. Okay, so sorry. Okay, good. So yeah, I think this is a good one to link to you guys even. So right now it seems like there's only a crypto miner commenting today. So is there anyone else that want to say something else? Yeah, it probably does, Abbas. So yen pairs might turn lower next year. 79 to 86. What are we going to expect here? Where are we right now, by the way? We are absolutely in the middle. We do not have any kind of like prices up at 85 and 81. It's probably those prices I would generally kind of look for. Oops. 81.50 actually. Do you ever trade USD CNH? If that's a Chinese one, you might have to ask Mr. Harold. There's a Harold guy in here. Yeah. So there we are. He trades that. I don't know if it's actively or just indirectly, but he is definitely the go-to go there. I do not. So yeah. What do you think about the stock markets? I said in the beginning, Mr. 10,000 pips, that I think it's going to go higher. Now this is kind of the middle year, but nothing goes really well, and it's a difficult year, as per the experts. But what do we have? We have an ending QE program, which still is significant. Talks about a high market, good, doing well. The turning point for a stock market is when the prices of their inputs are higher than their outputs. Meaning, inputs, labor costs, product costs, what do you call in English? Goods, what they need to use to produce. When those are higher than what they can sell in the market, when people are willing to buy them for. So when you have financing costs so high that it takes away all your profits, that's the day I will start worry about the stock market. As of general, we're not there. Financing costs are starting to rise, but not there yet. Inflation And product cost is definitely high and definitely something that pushes people. Electricity prices are definitely high and pushes people. Oil prices are high and pushes people. Commodities prices was high, not that high anymore, but still pushes businesses to crunch. But that's the turning point. So I think we're still gonna go higher this year. There is gonna be I want some deeper pullbacks. But that is 10, 15, 20%. May God give us grace. But I think that we are still going to go end higher. But there might be some deeper pullbacks of 10 to 20%, which is going to be buying opportunities more than anything else. The reason why I said there's going to be buying opportunities is because the market hasn't really priced in the likeliness of interest rate hikes. Now, what do you mean by that? That means that they haven't really taken profit on those trades yet, because there is a policy change. When there's a policy change, some institutional traders are anyways going to do something about it, right? So yeah. Tassos from Greece says, Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Happy New Year! I just destroyed that one. I know. That was my on purpose. So yeah, I think we're gonna go higher. Every pullback is a buying opportunity, and we shall see how high. And once the interest rates are confirmed, that we are going to raise interest rates, I think there's going to be a reaction. There is going to be a reaction in the market. All right. So when was that last year? That was in 20. So America increased interest rates here, give or take around 15th. So ish here, somewhere around here. Now you see there is a fall here after that in January, and that was a 13% fall. Okay, then we can hope for 15 this year or 20. So yeah, right. So a rightful so, not a new trend lower, but just a correction. I have a series of questions today. J.K. Marcus comes in hot and late, but I'm all for it. Fart them out. Okay, so you are starting to talk about seasonality for JPY. We can always do some googling. That's always difficult because it's always against the dollar, and dollar and yen does silly things. But yeah, it says it's been bearish. But I'm just gonna be basically like just going to index by itself and just do the last 5 years, and just go by that, actually, to be honest. So where are we now? We are 2016. There we are. That is bullish. 2020. I can't even do 2020. 2020 fell because dollar got strong. 2018, that was a strong month. 2009 was a crash, kind of 3rd of January, and then it fell down because it already exhausted the bullishness. 2017 was bullish. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21. 2015, 2014, 2013. Okay, so generally, though, you can expect difficult January, but I think that you can generally expect it to go a bit higher. That's a generality there. But yen is, well, there hasn't really been a risk-off market lately. Dollar's been strong, yen's been weak, so that's not really risk-on, risk-off. So we really haven't been pushing that theory lately, so maybe that will come this year. Yen is doing well. Japanese economy is doing poorly. Outlooks are poor. Economics are poor. So maybe that's why we'll fall. But I expect risk off in January, February, March. So we shall see. We shall see. We shall see. The other thing that I also want to mention there is, that's what I want to mention there. Seasonality, fundamentals. Which one's override the other one? Seasonality seems to be overriding the other one. Cryptominer, why are you walking the dog? Can't you just put it on the veranda and let it poop there? Or get a treadmill or something for the dog. Homemade treadmill. You need two bottles of Coke and a plank, and it just make him roll by itself. Like a roller skater or something. And then a band. We can jump over to gold. So, my December theory of this one going higher did not go well. Okay, it's higher now. It's gone higher today. Woohoo! That's a good one today. But I think it might top out 6th and then fall before going higher again. 6th of Jan to 8th. 8th of Jan, 6th of Jan, so around here-ish, in this area here, we are expecting it to turn around. Or if that reaches a top, if that reaches a target of some sort, like for example 18.5, is probably the perfect storm for a sell. But yeah, so that was the south part. But bullish was good. We are all going good higher. I am just going to say expect higher and then pretty rapid fall before building up again to around February. So yeah, just mention that. Gold is boring. Yeah, I'm just going to make it fast. So how is gold doing? Well, still going higher. We're still hoping for it to go higher, and higher it is. And finally, I'm a bit right about it. I don't really care too much about it. The other thing is that I also want to mention here is it has lost its former glory. And I've seen articles saying, oh, well, it's undervalued, it should be higher, blah, 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 blah. Well, it's only up to the markets. Markets is going to move this one. So whatever the markets decide, it's that's gonna happen. In terms of, it's not really fundamentals, it's not really technical, it's not really founded on drivers other than what the market feels like. What are you going to discuss and what they're going to focus on today? All right. USD yen seems to be a nice one to the upside here. Okay, good. Where from? It hasn't broken out yet, so oops. It hasn't broken it yet, but you know, interestingly high. Tell me how high. Let's feel it's all right. Surely inflation should influence gold. Yeah, definitely. But higher inflation doesn't seem to have driven gold higher. To be frank. All right. So yeah, we have been here for 1 hour and 6 minutes now. I bored you enough, maybe. So I am going to just open up the camera for any other currency that I haven't mentioned so far. And in the meanwhile, I am going to go while you guys are finding out whatever you guys want to talk about, which pairs you want to talk about. I want to find my email, and to make sure I don't give everyone my email addresses. I am probably daisy. Nope, that's not what I was supposed to do. Jesus. How stupid can you be in a thing from 1 to 2? Huh? Can't even do one job correctly, yeah? Congratulations. So, there has been very little. Well, Seb seems to be working out there, but downloading photos, and then Russia. Ooh, that's gonna be interesting. America and Russia and Ukraine. If that's gonna be a war there, that's not gonna be good. That's gonna be good for the dollar. That's gonna be good. What's the daily upside says? This is the grand finale of 2021. Okay. Okay. I haven't really looked into this one. I haven't really looked into this one so far. Okay, so it even says global key stories. Okay, good. Does it even summarize the year? Anyway. Yeah, I want you to find, some nice things to tell you guys, but there's nothing here that is of lately. So Westpac, calendar, festive season. No. I want to see some outlooks. Is there any outlooks whatsoever here? Economic calendar for January. No. Okay. What to expect around Christmas? I think I've shown you guys that twice now already. So I'm gonna go back to you guys then. Boo, there we are. Okay. Oh, Carolina was here. Why are you guys not talking to me? Carolina, where did you go? Oh my lordy. Catch you tomorrow. Emerging markets, dollar index, Mexican, USSR. Okay, good. Should we say it should go higher? Yeah, okay. Whatever UCSR decides to do, I guess it's going to be fantastic anyways. It's either going to be fantastically wrong or fantastically right or fantastically wrong, I guess. But currently we are in a range. I guess you're allowed to buy it around 1580, 1567, going higher, doing that. Yeah, maybe look for the upside here. And then what's the monthly? Maybe monthly is this one. maybe all the way up to almost 1647. Okay, 1647. That's what I said. Eating Christmas cakes. John Anderson. Yeah, I'm gonna go down and eat some myself, by the way. All right. I'm gonna make this live for YouTube members only. If you don't watch this again, it's gonna be for YouTube members only, because it's supposed to be YouTube members today. I didn't do it. I'm sorry. Well, I incorporated this one to only have one thing for you to see. Probably a done terrible job. I do apologize for everyone who feels like there was no difference there. The reason why I do apologize is because I always want you to give it your best. But yeah. So okay. I see you guys tomorrow. See you guys another day. Okay. Hopefully. I'm a long time. Okay. Good. Boom. Thanks, mate. Have a good day.